His conclusion, and he's an academic, his conclusion was that this phenomenon, as they refer to it, is not extraterrestrial, meaning it's not aliens from another planet. And he's written papers on this as to why he doesn't believe this is the case. One example he gives is, well, if intelligent life from somewhere else in the universe is traveling light years and has the technology to do so, is going to somehow crash on the Earth. I mean, they're not going to put any fail-safes in place for that. It doesn't make sense. And he had many other arguments for this. But anyhow, his conclusion was this is something else. And he also said that this phenomenon has been witnessed throughout history. And many cultures he referred to and religions that talk about this phenomenon and calls it different things by different names. And he talks about Irish law a lot as well. So I found that very interesting that this serious researcher, an academic, is coming to this conclusion. And then I started looking at some of the other academics. They were talking about this stuff. D.W. Pasulka, a religious studies professor in America, she talks about the UFO phenomenon and how, yes, in the media, you see one angle of it, these things flying in the air and people being abducted and so on. But there's a very dark side to it, that the people that have these experiences with UFOs, that when they go after the experience, they have many other experiences, or people that study this topic, their families are affected, right? There's this, they refer to as the hitchhiker effect, right? They've got a term for it, which basically means when someone has an experience with a UFO or a UFO experience, something follows these people, becomes attached to these people and affects their lives, their families, their kids, the neighbors even, right? It's like a virus.
Even if they're just studying it.
Even if they're just studying it. Like there's been some government officials, Jim Simivan, ex-CIA agent. He's on YouTube. You can see his stuff. He was studying this topic and he and his family had experiences. Lou Elizondo, the most famous whistleblower that's come out now. He was in the recent congressional hearing. He wrote a book recently called Imminent. He said that, when he got involved in the study and he was heading the secret project in the government to study UFOs. He said when he got involved in the study of it, he started to see lights, green orbs flying through his home and lights in the sky and stuff like this. So, there's this phenomenon, the hitchhiker effect, as they call it. And again, there's a historical precedence to this. So I started to see this and like, hold on a second. There's something very interesting going on here. My studies in the jinn and different religions and how they understand these beings that are between not God, but not human, but somewhere in between, and the UFO phenomenon, there seems to be a link here. So I dove into it a bit more and I came across, so many similarities and parallels.